Welcome into Rover Sports, guys, and breaking news out of Oxford, Mississippi today. Shea Patterson is going to Michigan. Now, a lot of Michigan haters are going to say, we've been talked, Jim Harbaugh, his quarterbacks has been hyped up before. Shea Patterson hasn't even played a game yet in a Michigan uniform. And the hype surrounding Harbaugh absolutely is real. There's no doubt about it that Jim Harbaugh and the hype has been real, and there's no doubt that Jim Harbaugh winning 8 games is not what he's being paid to do at Michigan. Now, there's been a lot of hate, though, from Colin Cowherd, from Clay Travis, from a lot of guys in the national media, that Jim Harbaugh will always be an 8-4 coach and that he is overrated and not worth the money, and I couldn't disagree more. I think that defense is getting really good. I think that the recruits that Harbaugh has brought in there, you got to give him credit for. And without a quarterback, you have no chance of really being incredibly successful. The quarterbacks that Michigan has had to play Ohio State were John O'Korn and Wilton Speight. And Wilton Spaight's a Virginia transfer, and John O'Korn, I think, is a Houston transfer. And both of those guys just aren't cut out for the job. Now, quarterback play in football, I don't need to tell you how important that position is. I mean, look at what Carson Wentz did with the Eagles. Look at what Jimmy G is doing with the Niners right now. But the main example I want you guys to think about is everybody in the offseason thought that the national media was being annoying talking about Jarrett Stidham, a guy coming from Baylor, a guy who was an Art Briles disciple, an Art Briles outcasted member that was literally throwing balls to a Waco middle school, high school, whatever team out there in Waco. And everybody just thought this dude from the Big 12 who played 4 games at Baylor, who's a 4-star out of Stephenville High School, everybody just thought that Jarrett Stidham is just another transfer quarterback and that Gus Malzahn's just going to go 8-4 again, and it's going to be the same old Gus Malzahn and the same old bunch of horse shit, a made-up bullshit. Well, you know what happened, guys? Jarrett Stidham, although he played poorly against Clemson and LSU, you know what happened with Jarrett Stidham? He turned Auburn program around. He saved Gus's job. He blitzed Georgia in Jordan-Hare. Incredible game. And then he beat Alabama and almost eliminated them from the playoff. And he won the SEC West pretty much with the exact same team that Sean White inherited a year earlier, with Jeremy Johnson and Sean White. So, is Gus Malzahn, is he a shitty coach, or was it just Sean White and Jeremy Johnson? And that's the exact same argument I have here with Shea Patterson. Yes, Shea Patterson hasn't played a game yet, but this is a big deal. This is a huge deal. And I'm really excited to see Shea Patterson thrive at Michigan. I think the guy could maybe be the first Big Ten quarterback to ever be selected in the NFL draft in the first round since Kerry Collins at Penn State in 1998. For everybody who says Jim Harbaugh's overrated, you better listen to this video. You better watch this video. It is December 11th of 2017, and you guys are going to be wrong because Shea Patterson is now in Ann Arbor, and you watch this defense, Jim Harbaugh, all the shit that Harbaugh takes from the national media. You guys can just all hide in the fetal position when Shea Patterson and Jim Harbaugh run train on your ass in the Big Ten this season. And finally at the big house, or no, actually Shea Patterson's going to be going into the Horseshoe, going into Columbus to play Ohio State. Shea Patterson's going to I think he can win the Heisman Trophy. This kid is like Johnny Manziel reincarnated. I mean, the way he can break away from defenders, the arm talent is ridiculous. This guy has been groomed by Steve Clarkson, one of the best quarterback instructors in the entire country. He's played at IMG Academy. He's bringing Van Jefferson with him. all Michigan needed was a quarterback. And you can't judge a head coach until he has a great, great quarterback. Or you know what? You could. And Jim Harbaugh, in fairness to all those fans, Jim Harbaugh hasn't recruited very well. And listen, that is a problem. He doesn't recruit that position well for some reason. I mean, I'm not a fan of the McCaffrey kid. Brandon Peters isn't very good. And that position is crucial if you want to be successful. But Shea Patterson has fallen into Michigan's lap. It's unbelievable. Shea Patterson going to Ann Arbor. And you know, Jim Harbaugh can thank Hugh Freeze and thank the hookers in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm telling you guys, without those hookers, Jim Harbaugh, without Shea Patterson being there, Michigan will be an 8 or 9 win team. But finally, Coach Harbaugh and all the potential that he has to be a great football coach, it's all going to come to the forefront. It's all going to click. To drive the car, you need the key to the ignition to drive the car. Brandon Peters ain't that key. Wilton Spate isn't that key. And also, freaking John O'Corn is not a key either. Shea Patterson, you got a freaking Ferrari now. I mean, Shea Patterson, this guy is the most elusive player in all of college football. The arm talent is uncanny. If the guy can stay healthy, holy shit. I mean, he's going to light up the Big Ten Conference. He was lighting up the SEC West. He's going to light up the Big Ten East. He's going to light up the Big Ten West. He's going to win the Big Ten for Michigan. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Shea Patterson in the playoff next year. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Or if we see him in New York at the Heisman ceremony. How cool would it be if it's Jarrett Stidham and Shea Patterson, two guys that had to transfer, two of the most hyped up transfers ever. This is a big, big deal that Shea Patterson is going to Michigan. And all the Ohio State fans are going to say, well, we heard the story before with Jim Harbaugh on these quarterbacks, and we've heard the story before. The Penn State, the Ohio States, all the haters, the Michigan State taters, the Spartan fans, that's all they're going to say. But they're not being objective. I'm being objective. Shea Patterson's a rock star. Shea Patterson made a great, great decision. Why stay with Matt Luke? Why stay at Ole Miss when you can't play for a bowl game, when you're not going to have any success, when all these guys are going to be transferring with you? Why not make history in the big house, be a Michigan legend forever, get tutelage from Tom Brady and Jim Harbaugh? Perfect decision. Even Chad Henne can help the kid out. I mean, Michigan football, Braylon Edwards. You know, you just think back to the Michigan, Jabril Peppers. Michigan's a good program. And finally, they're going to return the prominence now with